Let's roll right into championship weekend here.
Let's
I
do.
mean,
Let's do.
we're gonna open up with a game that doesn't have a whole lot of playoff implications. Just to get it out there because it is a Pac-12 championship. We'll roll with number Oregon. I've got to see what rank they got here because I didn't write it
Who's Notre Dame
down.
playing?
12?
Notre Dame ain't playing nobody.
That was a
Notre
joke,
Dame's
right?
not playing anybody.
That
Yeah,
was the
Notre
joke.
Dame is garbage. Number 10 Oregon is facing number 17 Utah, and Utah absolutely routed Oregon in their last game here. Utah gets them again in the Pac-12 championship. I mean, I think Oregon kind of bounces back off this, but Utah's defense is potent. That is one of the top defenses in the nation. I mean, I kind of like Oregon to do a bounce back game here and win in the Pac-12, and they go four straight. I don't see Utah being able to stop them twice. They have all the game film they need. I think Oregon, they have the good enough coaching staff to come around there, and Cristobal can take four straight Pac-12 championships.
Yeah, but is Cristobal on the way? And he's a big coaching candidate out there too. Is he out the door? I mean, does he really care?
Maybe.
So, I mean, and you honestly have to ask that question with the coaches leaving. I mean, is Cristobal going to be like, man, that's just a fucking bowl game if I don't win this thing, or it's just a.
Well, this is a Pac-12 championship for him, and
I know. I'm saying it's a bowl game after this anyway.
Over a bowl game right now.
Then that's probably if he is going to leave, that's probably why he hasn't left because it's for a championship rather than a bowl game. But
I think Utah wins.
yeah, Utah does win this again. They embarrassed Oregon. They embarrassed Oregon on that field last time.
And that's why I tend to lean Oregon. I think being embarrassed like that, you come out with a bit of a chip on your shoulder. Utah probably comes out a little bit like, oh, we handled this team once. It's hard to beat a team twice. That's what scares me about the Big 12 this week is it's hard to beat a team twice. I think Oregon bounces back in this one. But Utah very well could curb something again. I mean, they did it once. It made it look super easy. So they could do it again. But I think Oregon shows some pride and some fight and comes out with quite a chip on their shoulder. Right. Utah ruined their season. They were playoff.
So. Whoa!
The big game, the game of the week. I didn't get Alba's ranking on there. At number 3, Alabama plays number 1, Georgia here. If Georgia wins, the consensus Natty championship, right?
Come on, dogs! I need the dogs to win this game.
Yeah,
big Georgia fan.
As OSU fans, you need them to, yeah.
Big Georgia fan this week.
As Oklahoma of the state of Oklahoma fans, guys, we got to root for Georgia here.
Yep, I'm rooting for Georgia all the way here. But there is an interesting scenario that can happen here. I mean, Bama loses, OSU loses, Cincy loses, Bama stays in the top 4 as well as Notre Dame moves up. It's a crazy scenario. I don't think Ohio State gets in no matter what because they're not even playing in their championship game. Now, if Bama loses, they're a pretty solid 2-loss team to get in, especially losing to the number 1 ranked Georgia, who's undefeated. But they need a lot to happen for them to get in. I think Georgia doesn't steamroll them, but I think Georgia handles business. I think this is Georgia's time.
It has to be, right? Like, it has to be.
So
haven't won a natty since what, 1980? Herschel Walker. So
yeah,
that's the best chance.
What worries me about this game is Georgia's played nobody that's really decent this year. They played their biggest games are Arkansas, who is above average, Kentucky, who is maybe average at best. There's a third team, I don't remember who it was.
Did they play LSU too or no?
I don't think they played LSU. They didn't play Bama. They didn't play A&M. They didn't play Ole Miss. They
played Kentucky and Auburn.
Kentucky, Auburn.
And they have a good win against Clemson at the beginning of the season.
Clemson. They're crushing everybody, yeah, but they're not playing the top tier of their conference. So it worries me playing Alabama. It could be a change of speed for them. I think they'll take care of business. Vance, I called this preseason. Georgia was my title pick at the beginning. So I think they handle business. I think they're good. Actually, I think I called them beating Bama in that SEC championship game. So I think it comes through. It worries me because I need it to happen, but I think Georgia again takes care of business. Like Vance, I think they take care of business here.
All right, I like it. All right, the big game of the week that holds a lot of playoff implications for the Big 12. We have number 9 Baylor playing number 5 OSU. Like Cody said, it's kind of hard to beat a team twice. I think OSU has the defense to just shut Baylor down again. But OSU has to win in order to get in here. Baylor wins. It's like a throwaway game if Baylor wins. It does nothing but secure bowl games for these, which they're already bowl eligible. All it does is just give Baylor a better bowl game than OSU potentially if Baylor wins. So OSU has to win to get into the playoffs. If they win, they easily take over either the number 3 spot or the number 4 spot. I think they'll jump Cincinnati, who plays number 24 Houston. I mean, I like OK State to take this game.
Yep. Go Pokes. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree, Vance. I agree. So you talk about 2 lost teams. Could Baylor? You think? I mean, there are 2 lost teams with Baylor, but their resume just against Bama is if they win this game, and there's a 2 lost team, and their losses to a top 10 Oklahoma State, and then who would they lose to? Who's their loss? Tech. Tech's a pretty bad loss. So now they maybe not. But I think Oklahoma State does it. I think their defense travels well. Their defense is old and very mature. They're all like 23 years old. A lot of games under their belt, so I think the moment's not too big for them. I hope. Is Gary Bohannon healthy? Does anybody know? I couldn't find nothing on him or his injury. So I don't know if he's even playing Saturday. If anybody can find out, I would love to know.
I don't know. I don't follow enough Oklahoma State stuff to.
Yeah, we'll have to start subscribing to OK State Twitter here.
You can. I'm not.
I'm looking at the Baylor quarterback. Like, I can't find his injury anywhere. There's no news on it. Nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's uncertain with a hamstring injury.
That's what I got as well.
Yeah, if he's hamstring injuries, that defense is going to absolutely suffocate him. They're going to blitz him and Colin Albert. It could be a good day Saturday for OSU
if he plays. Dexter, if he plays.
If he plays.
Yeah. God, I mean, last year didn't Bohannon come off the bench a little bit, or was he the starter last year for Baylor?
I don't know.
I don't think
last year
Bohannon
was Charlie Brewer, right? And then
yeah.
Gary Bohannon took over late in the season because Brewer went down with an injury.
I don't think Bohannon gets it done against Oklahoma State's defense because I don't think he's a natural throw of the ball. I mean, yeah, he makes pretty good throws, but I don't think he makes all the necessary stuff.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to. I think that's a bigger game than Auburn versus Bama or Georgia versus Bama, and for Oklahoma fans, right? It was like root for your state. But man, if OSU loses, it's really gonna suck to not have a Big 12 team in the playoffs. So we'll just have to see how that game rolls out here. Next, we got the Cincinnati Bearcats, right? Whatever the hell they are. Number 21 Houston, a very good Houston team, right?
2 future Big 12 teams.
Yeah, 2 future Big 12 teams here facing off here. Houston has upset potential. Houston is 11-1. They're currently 8-0 in their conference. This is the first time they're facing off with Cincinnati. This game could be absolutely electric. Like, if Cincy loses here, I mean, we see Notre Dame squeak into the playoffs potentially. May not with a head coach. Well, they do not have a head coach, so maybe. This is my upset pick. Nick Lamb says Houston wins.
I didn't know this was a home game for Cincinnati. They're playing this at Cincinnati Stadium.
Oh, they are. Yep, I see that.
I didn't know that. That's
kind of weird.
not good.
That's kind of weird. It's not a neutral field.
That's what I've kind of had faith in Houston until I saw that, and I was like, well, never mind then.
I mean, with Tulsa almost beating Cincinnati in Cincinnati, so
That's true. That's true.
Yep. I'm taking Cincinnati to handle business in this one. I don't think they do it convincingly though, and I don't think it's going to hurt their playoff implications. I think this is a good reality check for Cincinnati to get into the playoffs and just get their ass rolled by Georgia. It is what it is. Cincinnati is not going to compete with Georgia. They're just not. They're not that kind of team. If they're not competing with teams like Tulsa, they're not competing with teams like Georgia.
Didn't they play Georgia in the bowl game last year? And they should have won or could have won? Wasn't that last year?
I don't know. I know they were pretty high ranked last year, weren't they?
Yeah, because they played in the BCS game. I'm pretty sure against Georgia. I think they were winning until like the last possession. So really, it comes down to how much has Cincinnati improved from last year and how much has Georgia improved.
Yeah, Georgia won that game 24-21.
Yeah, I think they were up to like the last
But
possession.
this is by far
It's
the
a
most
different Georgia.
dominant Georgia team we've ever
It's a
seen
different team. Yeah, agreed.
since Herschel Walker, which gets Barrett excited.
But the Georgia,
Dude was
what's weird about
raw.
Georgia is JT Daniels got hurt, and they put the backup in. What's the guy's name?
Bennett.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, JT, just sit on the bench, I guess, until we need you, because this guy's taking care of business out here. We don't even need you anymore.
That's what you
I
got
thought
to do.
JT Daniels was going to come back in when he got healthy. And then, 3 weeks ago, he was there. He was throwing on the sideline. And then Bennett comes out, and they just – I mean, guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. So we'll see if JT Daniels even hits the field for the rest of the year.
Bennett
back
since
to this
taking
game.
over.
But back to this game, at some point, I'm going to give Cincinnati credit for what they've been doing. I've been rooting against them so other teams can get in because I don't think they can match up with the big dogs. We'll see. But it won't be this week because I'm taking Houston to
That's
beat them
right.
in the AAC championship.
Same here.
Yeah,
Fuck
AC.
Cincinnati and they're pretending as. Houston, let's go.
I think Cincinnati wins. Hopefully it's not by much, and Oklahoma State can jump them anyway. That's kind of the rumor is maybe with another top 10 win, OSU jumps them if they win that game. I think Cincinnati wins this game. I think they get up for opponents that are supposed to get up for, like Notre Dame. They beat another ranked team for Alabama too, and then
Georgia.
they play down their opponent. So I think Cincinnati wins this probably somewhat handily. So we'll see how that goes.
Yep, I like it. So we got number 2 Michigan versus number 9 Iowa, right? This game could be Michigan's undoing, right? Number 13 Iowa, right?
Come on.
No, there's no way Harbaugh finally gets over the hump
And then chokes
Ohio
it out
State.
here.
No, I think this is a lock of the week here. Michigan's going to win. It's just there's no way, right? You never know, but there's no way, right? Come on.
We think there's no way, but there's always a way for a Harbaugh to screw it over.
True.
If Iowa's offense wasn't as inept as it is, I could say the chance. Iowa's offense is like an 8th grade offense. They are terrible. They are awful. You cannot watch an Iowa game like, oh, this is good. This is a good offense. This is terrible offense. It's hard to watch. They're not. If their offense had any skills or any potential, whatever you call it all, I'd say maybe. But Iowa's offense is just absolutely trash.
Hey, they did hang 51 on Maryland.
Whoa. That was early. I don't know. I just know right now their offense is not moving. I really wanted Wisconsin to play in this game, and they blew it against Minnesota. But they. Oof.
Besides the Maryland game and versus Kentucky State, they have struggled with every game they've played this year.
Because their offense is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all saw Petrus, their quarterback's comment, Shane Petrus, his comments this week, but he said it's not going to be a Big 12 game where you can sit down back there for 4.5 seconds and do what you want. It's like, dude, Iowa State harassed you all game. Like, you don't. Like,
Didn't Iowa State beat them?
No, they beat Iowa State, but his stat line was like 105 yards for 11 of 21 for 105 yards. It's like, is that what you wanted to do? Because if that's what you wanted to do, you should not be on a football field because their defense absolutely harassed you. Like, the Big 12 defense thing is still like a misnomer. Everything their defense are bad in the Big 12 is like they're not bad anymore. They've caught up.
So Petra is looking for. He is 1,500 yards passing, 58% completion percentage for 9 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Where does this dude get talking mad shit? Michigan, look here. We got Nick Lamb says Michigan massacres the Hawkeyes in the cornfields.
Good God, I believe.
Rough.
Yeah, it's a lock. I'm with it's a lock. Michigan wins this game probably pretty handily.
Man, what a championship weekend is going to be exciting. There's so many playoff implications that could take place here. We'll just
praying for a win.
Praying OK State could take it home, and then they jump Cincinnati because I think OSU versus Michigan. If Michigan doesn't choke this away, it will probably be one of the top games of the year to see. With OSU's defense and Michigan's offense, it looked really, really good. McNamara, he looked really, really good against Ohio State, who did not have a better defense than OSU in terms of ranking, but everyone thinks the Big 12 defense is a joke. OSU's defense was better than Ohio State's.
Vance, you know I'm pretty pessimistic when it comes to watching OSU games just because of the past I've had. If Oklahoma State plays Michigan, they're going to beat Michigan. They'll beat Michigan. They won't beat Georgia. If Oklahoma State plays against Michigan in 2-3 games, they will beat Michigan. And they will be playing Georgia for national championship. I don't know if that happens, but I am confident. There's one team that Oklahoma State can beat out of the playoffs. It's Michigan.
Or
They're
Cincy.
not going to score a lot of points, and so that's the team they can beat. In
Yeah,
my opinion.
if you win your conference championship game at this point, there's only you don't want to be 4 spot.
No. Yeah.
You
absolutely.
don't. I mean, you at least want to play for the national title. You do not want to be the 4 spot because
But I think OSU jumps Cincy.
if
have
Georgia
to.
goes and rolls Alabama, you absolutely don't want to be the 4 spot because
Yeah.
I mean,
If Georgia rolls,
just
Bama,
like Oklahoma facing LSU, you get dog walked in the first round, and then you get climbed. So it's like, it's not good. It's not good whenever you get
LSU team.
beat down.